you'll notice that there's a very large crack here and a
see
lot
that.
of movement in the wall.
Yeah, there is a lot of movement in the wall. What I did is I brought a sample to show you how this house is plastered. Here's the plaster. Now let's look inside the wall and you can see the lath. Now, the lath is about 1.25 inches by 3/8 of an inch thick, and there's a space between each one of them. That's so when the plaster forces the plaster on the wall, he squeezes the plaster through these little spaces, forming keys that lock the plaster to the wall. Well, as the house moves over time, you get some separation between the plaster and the lath, and cracking occurs. All right, now we're ready to reattach the plaster to the lath using a specially designed adhesive. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to drill a series of holes along each side of the crack using a masonry bit.
Now, why are we using a masonry bit?
I want to use a masonry bit because it will cut through the plaster, but it won't cut a hole through the lath, because that will create a hole and the glue will go through that hole. Oh, now that's a void.
Yeah.
That's between the lath. Now, what I want to do is I want to mark that hole because I want to make sure I don't apply any adhesive in there.
Okay.
Now just move down a little bit. There's a lath. Now come down about 3 inches to the next lath. There's another lath. Come down here. Now I can drill along that at a level line and I should hit that lath. Okay. Same thing here. All right, the next thing we want to do is vacuum out all of these holes to clean out the loose debris. We're going to inject the adhesive into each hole using a caulking gun. But before we can do that, we have to use this conditioner that the manufacturer supplies in each hole, prepping the surface of the lath and the back side of the plaster. I'm simply going to hold the bottle against the hole, give it 2 squeezes. Now anything that runs down the wall, take a damp sponge and wipe it away. To mark where I want to cut the tip of the adhesive tube, I simply hold the gun up against the wall, the tip in the hole. I mark it with my knife, bring it down, and cut the tip off straight.
Now, how much should I be shooting in each hole?
1 good squeeze.
I see it's coming out a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to come out a little bit. Let it go right in the hole. Now we're ready to snug the plaster back up to the lath. To do that, I'm going to use these plastic rings with drywall screws.
Now, these look bigger than the old buttons that you
Well, they are, but these are actually just used for clamping it until the adhesive dries. So I bring it in and gently bring it in. Now watch the adhesive come out of the hole, see?
Okay.
All right, now I don't want to make it too tight. I'm going to go up with the crack again. See that?
Oh, look at that.
Now that the adhesive has dried, we're ready to remove the clamps on this wall. Now what I want you to do is take a 6-inch putty knife and I want you to scrape off all the high points. While you're doing that, I'm going to get some joint compound. All right, I've got some joint compound on my hawk. What I'm going to use is this 6-inch knife. I'm going to simply spread it on the wall, filling the holes and the voids, smoothing the wall out. What you're going to do is wait overnight till the joint compound dries, sand it lightly, give it another coat, then you're ready for paint.